Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I'm honored to have three distinguished guests as we rate the backs, not the fronts, of the Topps designs from 1951 to 1989. In baseball, each player has a walk-up song, and on this channel, I like to introduce guests with their own walk-up song. So I'm going to bring on our first guest, who specializes in collaborations. You'll find him on the Hobby Hotline for collectors, and of course his own channel. He's a kid from the 80s. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great. Now I'm very curious to hear what my walk-up song is.
There we go. Our second panelist is an OG in the YouTube community. He's the new commissioner of the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. He's the founder of the Baseball, Basketball, and Football Sports Card Hall of Fame. Ray, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Drew? John, what's up?
West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing.
Our third panelist, he may not know this, but this was the first channel that I ever subscribed to, and it was long before I had my own channel. And if you're in a live chat, you got to keep yourself, you got to really pay attention and keep yourself on your toes, because the whip will go over your head. And he's the #1 promoter of Herb Washington. How you doing, John?
Viva la Herb, please.
Beneath its snowy mantle, cold and clean, the unborn grass lies waiting for its coat to turn to green.
All right. So I want to start out with a question for you guys. When you guys were putting your scores together and how you were going to rate the cards, what criteria did you come up with? John, you want to start?
Well, for me, there was, some differences between what the content was on the back, depending on what decade we were looking at. And I favored cards where the content was actually all focused on the player that was actually on the front of the card, as opposed to ones that would have random like trivia or facts. I kind of preferred it to actually be more information on the player itself. Then also the visual layout, whether it was a component to it, does it look good or not? Some of them had lots of dead space that, was unnecessary. Like, why do they have all this blank section? That kind of knocked it down sometimes in the rankings. Sometimes just the format looked weird. Like, for whatever reason, one year had the name on the bottom, and I just didn't like it. And some of it was like there was a year where it was like had no write-up information. It was all cartoons. To me, that was a negative. I kind of preferred to have a mix of both. So all kinds of stuff.
Okay. How about you, Ray?
Well, for me, the first thing I looked at, I had to have a clean layout in the back, so it wasn't dark or anything like that, and I liked having full stats and a biography of the player. And like what John said, to me, it had to have a good balance of not too much all stats and no cartoon, like a thing a back that had just a good, perfect balance of fun and information. So that was like main criteria I looked at in order. I just wanted to have a clean layout, and a good balance of fun and information.
Mr. Keating.
So I'm a firm believer. Again, I say it all the time. Context is a silent partner of history. Remember, these cards were made for kids for a very, very, very long time. Not until the 90s, I think, did it really start to market them to the adults. So as a kid, an 8 or 10-year-old kid, which ones, and putting myself in the 50s or the 60s or the 70s, which ones were fun to look at. If there's a lot of information, if they're too busy, I might look at that now and say, wow, that's not good. But back then, there's a lot of information to put in there. And we'll probably talk about this as we go. But remember that baseball cards for a long time were the easiest and most readily accessible place to go for career stats and stuff like that for a kid or whatever. So another thing for me, I can speak for the 70s and into the 80s, that my first instinct was probably right. There's stuff I remember about cards when I was in the 70s that still ring true. There's other things that as you get older matter more, like the size of the numbers and the colors versus the font and the color of the font, the backgrounds, whether you can read them easily or not. Because let's face it, none of us can read or see things as well as we did 30, 40, 50 years ago. So, yep, exactly. You get to the 40s and you get to have these within each arm reach. So I got a third pair over here too.
So I wear it because I keep losing it.
So, I mean, that's an important thing too, right? Especially for set collectors, I think, because set collectors will put their eyes on every number in a set eventually.
For me, I kind of broke it down into 4 categories and then scored them out. But the color scheme was important to me. To John's point, the font, how easy it was to read. I like stats. I mean, that's one reason why I really liked the backs as a kid. I just loved reading the backs. So I wanted the stats. And in some cases, not all the cards had that. So that was a strike against it for that. And then the extras, I called it. And that for me was the cartoons, maybe a facsimile of a signature or something of that nature. So that's kind of how I scored it out before attacking this grid.
You know, it's interesting. Another thing, where did you grow up in Nebraska, I assume?
Yeah, I did.
So imagine a kid in Nebraska reading about Zeist Holland, where Bert Blyleven was born, or San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican. You know what I mean? It's not only was it stats, but it opened up the world, I think, to see where players were from. I'm a big geography buff, so I sucked at math, and geography was my thing. So that's a whole other thing that kids will have gotten from that. It opened up their world or made their world a lot smaller, I guess.
You know, I'm glad you said that, John, because that's exactly the case for me. I mean, the math, I learned a little bit of math and geography. To this day, I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm not a Don Mattingly fan, but I know he's from Evansville, Indiana. Because
exactly.
Because of the back of the card. So I'm glad you said that. Well, let's dive into it, shall we? Starting with the 1950s. John, upper right-hand corner, show me what you got for your least favorite. Now, I really thought everybody was going to have the same year, but Ray didn't.
That's what I am shocked by. It's like the card doesn't even have a real back. It's a card game. Yeah. So how is it not 1951 is the worst one? I mean, automatically, because there's nothing to it. It's just like a deck of cards style back.
And they couldn't settle on one color.
Yeah.
Well, we got to hear Ray's rebuttal in a second. So it was, in fact, this one, right, guys? That was, right, 1951.
Yep.
Myself, John, and John rated that a 1. And we rated it 1 through 9 because there's only 9 cards through the 1950s. So.
You know what? I took a lot of notes when I was doing this. I took this seriously. I know I turned my homework in late. I didn't even write any notes for 1951 because it didn't warrant the ink in my pen.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's just turn it over to Ray. Ray, why didn't you rate that the worst of the decade?
I mean, I don't know, because in 51 it's the beginning for me, and I like the color variations for the red and the blue, and it's text only biographies. It's not as, I mean, I don't know, it's not as, I didn't have it great. I think I had it second worst, so it's not like I had it like really up there. So
what did he give it? What number did he give it? We're putting this man on trial, and we all assumed he gave it a 9.
He gave it a 2.
Okay, well, that's all right, Ray.
Yeah.
So I'm close to you guys. I'm just I gave
I'm
it.
on Team Ray here. Let's not put him up on the cross. All right.
I gave it a little bit because I knew everybody was going to do it. I said, I'm going to put it second worst, not the worst.
I can't wait to see who's worse, right?
When I first saw it, I thought it was a typo.
How is it not a typo?
Yeah, right.
It's like, what year was worst?
Maybe
for
he was
you?
thinking of the 1951 Topps team cards that aren't really out there. So.
Well, let's go to the second worst, John, upper right hand corner. What do you got for the second worst?
Well, on my list, it was 1953 is what I had. So, yeah, I remember the vertical layout made everything like really protracted looking, with the stats being a weird little column in the back. And then the signature, the faux signature, is right over top of text, making that hard to read.
Fair point.
And it's like between how the stats got scrunched and the fake signature blocking the writing, that's how it ended up at the bottom for me. So,
Okay. Ray?
Well, mine's second worst is 51. It's a terrible back.
Thank you for saying that.
Just not that terrible. It's pretty bad though. I mean, I have it second worst.
All right, fair enough. Mr. Keating.
Second worst for me was 55. It's the same. I think it's the same color scheme as 53 or 54.
Yeah, in front of you there.
Yeah, 54. I don't think the color scheme changed. There's nothing very satisfying about that set at all. I mean, there's some good rookies in there, but the back does nothing for me.
55, right?
Yeah. So back does nothing. I think it's the same green, red, and whatever as black as is in the 54. So was there a lot of creativity or thought that went into that? I don't know. But it doesn't really do anything for me at all. It doesn't stand out. So therefore, wasn't very innovative either. So they didn't really do anything new. So, 55 is my number two worst, second worst.
Well, for me, it was the iconic 1952 set, which came in red and black backs. I think the black backs were a little rare, but
yeah, you've just been disqualified for saying that. Put all your cards away because we're not interested in your opinion from here on out, because that's just plain wrong. But
I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me, though. I mean,
okay, context.
So, there you go. All right, John, what do you got next?
Well, honestly, though, to as a qualifier for me, any of these decades, the 50s, other than 51, were hard to rank. Relative, the other decades for me went much faster. Like these ones are clearly near the top.
Well, let me interject. I will tell you when I scored it out, and you guys haven't seen it, but I had the 1950s was the closest. 60s, 70s, and 80s was basically a landslide.
Yep.
So sorry to interrupt.
All right. So yeah, I had to refresh myself. That's why I keep grabbing the cards behind me. So 56, it was the case of, like I mentioned earlier, where it was just dominated by the cartoon. So you just got a single season stat line with a career stat line and then just cartoon. And nothing else informationally. So I kind of like having it where it's got the balance of having the write-up and the cartoon both better myself.
You wouldn't consider that some of the cartoons did have information in it?
I mean, they do, but
you got to remember the market, John, right?
Yeah.
Talking about 6, 7, 8-year-old boys, 10-year-old boys, who didn't have a lot of other things to do, right? barely watching TV at that point. Sorry, I
Well-
don't mean to be a downer. I just think it's like these were not made for adults.
Even when I
you know?
started looking at them as a kid, I liked more of the balance,
Gotcha.
where it would have the stats, it would have could have a cartoon, and
Right.
then also more rich information with a write-up. So, I mean, I would memorize everything on the backs of my cards. So I was gleaning lots of info off them.
And none of us learned how to draw, that's for sure, right? None of us can draw cartoons, so we didn't learn any artistic creativity.
So I
Right.
feel like I'm getting shorted information with this design. So
Okay. Ray?
Mine was 58. Was my what's this, the third worst, right?
58. Has anybody got a 58 there they could show?
Just I didn't like the horizontal,
58 is just a weird set to begin
yeah,
with.
that it is.
Thank you, John.
It's I don't know. That's busy.
That's
And
very busy. It looks just like the one John just showed from 50. What did you just show?
5, I think. you said.
55.
56 is what I
56,
showed.
Oh yeah, 56. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they aren't too far away in my ranking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's my third worst for sure.
Okay. John?
Third worst for me is 54.
Ooh, was that a moan over there?
Oh,
I'm looking right at a 54 right now.
Here's a 50.
Yeah. So what stands out about 54? It has, 3-color printing. It has a cartoon strip. It has year and life stats, and it has vital information. And I'm not going to persuade you guys. And I will sleep well tonight knowing that I didn't persuade you guys, but it's just, it's the same thing. It's just the cartoon is in rectangular boxes, right? Or whatever. It's, there's other reasons why I picked other sets above this. So I'll wait till we get higher and I'll tell you what stands out with me and why this is lower than some of the other sets.
Well,
Might surprise you. We might all learn as well. We'll see. We'll learn together.
given John's statements earlier, I really hate to disagree with him, but that's what I had as well.
Okay. See,
So
they used an extra. They ran it through the printing press one extra time to give you another color.
well, and this goes to age as well. I had a hard
Yeah.
time reading
Yeah.
the small print there on the bottom. So, but to me, that's important at my stage of life.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, back to you, John.
all right. My next one would be looks like I went with 1952 as my next one. So
Okay.
Guys must be smoking some
Oh,
heavy
here-
grass out there, man.
I mean, really, I did feel like we were splitting hairs with that decade. So, I mean, it was really, I think, just ended up more of visual preferences, more so, I think, over the top of that one. Just like, especially when it's the all black, just looks a bit harsh. The one that's red and black does look a little bit nicer, but hey.
Ray?
I totally agree with John. My fourth one is the 52 tops. I swear to God. Yep. It's just too
man.
extremely word heavy. It's very, very small font size. They're tight line spacing, and kids, I guarantee, even kids in 52 had a hard time reading it. It's just a real long paragraph of, crammed together. I mean, I know it's an iconic set. The front is the best, but that back is just, it's all crammed together. Even I guarantee even kids that had 20/20 vision couldn't read that thing.
I can tell you kids grew up in the suburbs in the cushy 80s.
John, you want me to mute everybody since everybody's
No, that's all right. I'm running out of stress balls here real quick here.
Okay. Well, what do you got?
1959. Yay, everybody loves 1959, but for the same reasons, I don't like 55 and 54. I don't like the color scheme. There's nothing in 59 that is forward thinking or revolutionary or a switch. It's just more of the same, or a combination of things that happened during the 50s. So nothing spectacular about 59. Nothing spectacular. Sometimes it hurts the eyes when you have white lettering and red lettering and black lettering all on the same card. So, that's it. Nothing.
It's a little Christmas-like, don't it?
Yeah, but like I said, it's like 55 and 54 almost. It's almost like the same. Topps gets into ruts at times, as we've seen throughout their history. 70s are a great example, 80s are a great example of the card back. So I feel like they're like, oh, let's take a little bit from everything and just throw it in there. Not a big fan of 59. I'm an outlier. You guys may have figured that out by now.
Well, for me, the next two actually tied. And so I'm just going to pull up 1956. But I do have a question for all of you guys. So gray or white back, and did that, matter to you when you were rating 1956? And it was a little disappointing because 1956 is really, one of my favorite designs of all time. So.
No, it didn't.
Didn't matter to me.
Didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the white is going to look a little bit nicer,
cleaner,
just like a Tiffany's going to look nicer in the 80s, but it's judging on the design. So
I've seen some white backs that look pretty gray too from wear and tear, grubby little kids with their hands.
All right, John, what do you got?
All right, I guess I'm revisiting 1958. So that was this one here with the cluttered mess with the cartoon and the information there, and single stat line. So the weird font for the name, at least with the letters. So
fair enough. Ray?
Well, for me, right at number in the middle is 53 Topps. It's a really cartoon heavy. Like some collectors just don't. That's just too much. And the stat lines are they're missing career totals, which I like. But on the positive, I do like. They do have it's like it's a little bit easier to read though, because it's got logical, like the columns in there are nice and separated. It's easier to read. I just like the layout, the design, the color of it is really cool. So that gave it a bump up for me as well. The autograph in that middle is not good, but I still overall gave it a bump up over the other one. So I have it right smack in the middle as like my fifth.
Okay. John Keating.
5, right? We're looking at number 5 here.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1958. And one reason why, if John can hold up his 58 again, what I call the number badge is really fun there, right? Where the number is, it's what is it, a baseball with a cap on. And I think that's a unique thing. It's not just a square or a baseball and stuff like that. So that's one thing that stands out. A lot of information on there, all that stuff. So let's see here. The player, sometimes what's interesting about these cartoons, and this is throughout the 60s, 70s as well, sometimes they're trivia questions, sometimes they're sport based, and in this case it's player based, I think, which is kind of fun. Another add-on to the an add-on to the bio back there. So kind of like that. Visuals as well as the words together kind of work, I think. At this point, it's hard to say negative stuff about it from cards for me for here on out, because gets a little bit more difficult to differentiate. Thank you, John. I know your arm's getting tired.
Well, for the same reasons, 1958.
All righty.
So I think you guys said it all. So back to John again. What do you have?
All right, so our sixth one now. Let's refresh. I went with 57, and these top last four are all really nice to me. So, and yeah, so this one I kind of like the blue-red combo there with the back, and you're still getting the cartoon that actually doesn't completely dominate, and you get a good text additional information about something about the player. So I don't know. I think it's just a really nice looking design. So.
Yeah, it's a good looking card.
Yep.
Fair enough. Ray?
We're on 6 right now.
Yes.
57 tops for me.
There you go.
It has a little bit more. I wrote down notes for this one. It has a little bit more career totals and
yearly stats. It has.
Yeah, it has
the first time maybe it has yearly stats
and a clear format. You can, I really like the 57 tops back. It has a brief biography, given some of the achievements of the player, and color is a little dark, same as the front, but the back, I do like the recent years and stats and career totals and it's easy to read. To me, I'm big on it's got to be easy to read, and it's got more detailed pitching stats too on the pitcher cards. So this is one of my favorites.
Okay. John?
Unpopular take, but I don't care. Number 6 is 53 tops. I'll tell you why. I do like the facsimile autograph on the back because I feel like we're not supposed to think about the front, but I think the 53 tops is one of the most beautiful sets there is, and a signature on the front of that would have been bad. So they put the facsimile on the back. Big card numbers, like really big card numbers for bozos like me. I don't mind the portrait backs. I know that sounds weird, but keep in mind that Bowman was doing portrait backs forever, right? Even though Bowman lacked some of the things, or a lot of the things that Topps had. So dugout quiz on there, all that stuff. So that's why I like, you and I both have that set, Drew. So that set, I think, is near and dear to both of our hearts. So just another vote for that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize I'd sent my notes over to John. So, for the exact same reasons. Yeah, I understand. I think it was Ray that said the facsimile kind of goes over the writing, and I sort of get that. I do like seeing the signature. As a kid, I think it would have been fun, and even as an adult, it's just nice to see, hey, what did that signature look like? So I do like that. I do like the cartoon, of course. I do like complete stats. That was probably the strike against.
And that has fielding stats on it too, which is something that went away, I think.
Yeah.
Not too long after that.
So, yeah, 1953. That I'm with you on that one, John. All right.
Smart guy.
I wasn't earlier. I'm making that. John 3D.
All right. I went to 1959 next, which to me is very similar to 57, just crisper and cleaner looking to me. So I mean the layouts are very similar, other than the cartoon being a little bit larger, so then this top thing ends up being shortened, but outside of that they're really similar. So I like it.
He likes it.
Ray.
55. It shows, again, this, like Fitz says, shows the full career stats, including the previous year. It's clean. I like it. It's balanced. And it's yeah, between the cartoon and the numbers on the bottom, the stats, it's not like overwhelming on either. It has a short player bio on there and just cool little blurbs, or what do you want to call it? Anecdotes or something. I'd like the 55 a lot. So I know some people might not, but I'm like different. So I kind of like the 55 backs.
Okay. John?
So I went with 1952 Topps, a legendary set that not too many people here seem acquainted with. So the back is interesting, right? Because the red backs means, again, it's another run through the presses versus the black backs, right? Which is, I'm sure there's a reason. Hold that there. See that? Look at that. Remember 1952, right? It says Topps Baseball clearly on the back there, right?
And that's important.
That's important. The first time we see stats in a mainstream set. And what I find interesting about that is it says past year and lifetime. I think they do that for a couple of years. So it didn't even say 1951. So that's a big deal, because otherwise all Bowman's throwing out there is a bunch of blurbs on the back of cards and stuff like that. So Topps is announcing its innovation, which may sound weird to people in 2025, but it was a pretty big deal. There's a bio there. There's full vital statistics, which I'm a big fan of vitals. You know, I do want to know where they're from, when they were born, their height, their weight, all that stuff. So a lot of stuff lacking on most, if not all, the Bowman sets prior to pop up. And again, that's innovation. They had the cojones to do that. Even has your hair and eye color. So it kind of shows you, you know, about the movie culture back then too, where hair and eye color mattered. I don't know why they put it on baseball cards, but it's kind of like a pop culture thing in there. So yeah, a lot of, I mean, it was a groundbreaking set, as we know, front and back. So.
Well, for me, it's the least favorite Topps design of all time for me.
The front or the back? Oh yeah.
57, but it has a really nice, clean back.
Yep.
Really nice 1957. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that design, but the back was pretty darn good. So
you and I, it's interesting because that's a polarizing set. People absolutely love it, or people don't like it. And I haven't liked it for much of my collecting life, the front, and I'm starting to get around. It's a set that I don't have. I don't have 57 and 59 just because I'm like, I don't like the front, but I'm getting there. But you're right. The back is gorgeous.
It's still better than 2025 though.
Yeah.
Right. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, 57 is sort of 53 Bowman color with the name on it.
Interesting. Well, and a lot more though. There's a lot more there. I talking about the front. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think photography is much better than the 53 Bowman, right?
I would agree, but
Yeah.
it's an attempt at it. I
Right.
mean,
Sure.
it's the poor man's 53 Bowman color.
Yeah.
Well, John, we're getting toward the end here. What do you got next?
Well, apparently Ray's not the only one that likes 55, because that was my next choice for the back. So, and yeah, I don't know. I just like this balance, apparently, of this style design on a card, because I'm noticing now with my top choices, they all seem to be having this sort of
Christmas
arrangement of stats and text and cartoons. So it just works for me. So
Ray?
54. I like the little trivia and team highlights on there. Again, it's to me, this whole set is Americana. It's the 50s. This whole 54 set is the symbol of the entire decade of the 1950s. They give it's legible. You can read it. I don't know if it's totally balanced, but I love the trivia, the team highlights. It really evokes total 50s golden age to me. And I don't know if it's more of a nostalgic thing for me than appearance. 54, I almost made it number one because that's my all-time favorite set of any year is 54. I know some people don't like the on the top of the fronts with the no border. It doesn't matter to me. I just love the colors. The pictures of the players are great. And the back to me is just, it symbolizes the whole decade for me is the 50s. So the trivia, the cartoon, it's fun and it's legible.
Okay. Mr. Keating.
57. I like the blue and orange. It's kind of a departure from a lot of the stuff that came before, and then I guess wrapped around the back with 59. Easy to read. Again, the yearly stats, which I believe is the first time we see that, if I'm not mistaken. So, wow, what a cool thing to see what a player has done year over year. And just the normal bio, vitals, and a very small cartoon. So I think it does it all without anything being overwhelming, because the stats should speak, right? The stats should speak, and I think that depending on the player takes up more room than the rest of the stuff.
1959, clean back, colors are great, cartoon, just enough data, all the stats. It's great. One thing I will say about 1959, I think there's only one other set that typically you cannot shine a flashlight through a vintage card, but you can through 1959. If you can shine a flashlight through 1953, for example, it's a fake. I think 61 or 62, you get a little bit of a light, but check it out sometime. 59, you can shine the light all the way through.
Nice. Interesting.
I just thought I'd throw that out there for those that were not aware of that.
If you put a cockroach on one of those and have a magnifying glass and it's really sunny, you'll be able to shine a light through any card. So don't limit yourself, Drew. Okay. Anything's possible.
I appreciate that. John, 3D. Number one. What do you got?
Number one for me, apparently, other than Ray's crazy pick for the bottom, I'm pretty aligned with him because I went with 1954 as my top one. And I mean, ultimately for me, for that decade, I have 54 top for this and 55 number two. And that's very similar to how I rank in front of the cards too. I feel like 54 was the year where they put Bowman in a body bag, and 55 they were ready to put the nails in the coffin already because I'm sure they had the design done before Bowman dissipated. So,
Ray?
56.
Whoa, wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Even Dioge's like, what?
yeah, I know. He sat up. He was like,
Huh?
My man, he said.
I don't like 56, Dad. I'm like, all right, well, yeah,
wow.
you're not
I
getting
love the
treats.
dominating cartoons.
I like the cartoons, but it's not crazy though. I like that it's concise, it's clean, it's fun. It's not overbearing. Some of the cartoons, like 53, to me is just like boom, too much. But 56 is fun for me, and it's a standard for the 50s as well. So I like the personality captures of the players. It's got a sense of history on that backs of 56. A lot of people, this is their favorite set for the 50s. It's my second favorite for the fronts, 54 being number one, but 56 is backs I like a little bit better than 54. So those are my two favorites, is 54 and 56. But front is 54 and the back for me is 56. It's a little bit more fun and entertaining, and it's pretty balanced. It's not like crazy out of whack.
John?
Yeah, 56. And I thought I was going to have to carry that flag myself. First time we have checklists. Checklists matter. They have fronts
Yeah.
and backs, right? First time we have team cards. Okay. And in a regular issue that isn't just team cards. What I love about that, look at the back of that team card. It's got the dimensions of the field, the seating capacity.
awesome.
It's got your pennant winning teams, your world championship teams. It has your team records on the back. And this is stuff that Topps would go to, not the field dimensions, but they would do variations of this information for decades to come on the back of team cards.
Mhm.
So love it. There's a blurb about the teams. It says team card there if you're a little slow on the uptake. But there's no bio on the regular cards, but that's what the cartoons are for. So they're going to teach you stuff with pictures. And, a lot of us grew up looking at magazines with pictures and didn't read the articles. And it's the same thing there. We look at the pictures, and what a lot of fun the back of that is, right? So, yeah, that's it for me on that.
Ray and John, you make good points. I'd almost consider going back and rescoring. I hadn't considered the team cards.
Yeah.
I had
Pretty
not.
cool.
Yes.
Again, without, we live in a computer age, but without, even in the 70s and 80s, we had Baseball Digest and all that stuff, but without like information that's at your fingertips as a kid. You can learn about the stadium. You can learn about all sorts of stuff. So love it. I love information, right? That's what we talk about. We love information on cards.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'd consider rescoring it if we did this again, but 1955 was my favorite.
Hey, what if we did it from the year by year from now on? Do you think that would be easier? Or because I don't have my instead of ranking them in numbers, or do you guys like it this way?
Well, let me do this really quick because I wanted to.
I have to write everything down because I'm slow.
So there.
Oh, there we go. Look at Ray up there. Ray's score got blown out of the water by 1951.
So when we go into the 1960s, you want me to just put that graph up like that?
You think that makes the most sense? It seems more linear. I just might be off my rocker.
Well, beside that, I mean, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. So anyway, here it is. This is what everybody ranked it at.
Yeah, the highest score there, no one's favorite.
Yeah, what's funny is look, there's Ray's pretty close on 55 and 56, but it's a big gap for John and I between 55 and 56, and Drew's kind of in the middle there, but that's kind of wild.
Yeah, so
it's all a matter of taste, right?
Yeah. So it did come down to 1957 as the winner.
Yeah.
Anybody disappointed?
The back of the card looks great. Don't flip it over. In fact, I recommend if you put them in your binder pages, put them with the back facing forward on the 57 card. You won't be disappointed.
Interesting. And a two-way tie with 56 and 55.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
So that was the 1950s. This panel spent 2.5 hours going through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So I'm breaking this discussion into 4 videos. I hope you'll return for the 1960s. Thanks for joining us.